What's up, Zox fam? So we are on day 15 and we have been able to shift up, right? We've been farming our shells, focusing that like we mentioned in day 14, but that has been allowing us little by little to actually progress more. Now I want to talk about what we're actually using here because like I said before, in the last video, we were at Hell 3. Now we're at Hell 4 on DokiDoki. Now I'm gonna jump into this. We're gonna obviously talk about a few other things, but I want to like just highlight what exactly I've been doing. I just been like just trying to bulk up and slow down some of my runs. I don't care if it's taking me 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 3 minutes. I don't care. I want the clear, right? That's all I care about because for the 2 times, I'm trying to ensure that we're getting the clear. Now, there's a few things that have been helping out with this. And we'll talk about that after we get through the run, right? But we are using Romoka. We have Klaas, we're using Valerian, we have Freya, and we have Kazuo, okay? Now, as far as targeting goes, I always target the left ad on the outside. It's the weaker ad for this first wave. So that's usually who I'm targeting first. Let's put this on auto. That's usually who I'm targeting first. And then afterwards, in the second wave, I usually will target the main boss. And that's with Romoka because she has that built-in stun. Now, if you have the ability to guarantee a more optimal one-shot, then you always go for the outside ad. But because that's not necessarily the case, it just kind of varies right now with my current build. I'm just fixating on what's going to make my run safer, right? So right here, for example, when Romoka rotates back around, she's gonna probably skill 2, right? And then when she comes back, depending on how many ads are up, she basically gets another opportunity to skill 3. She probably is actually gonna clean up all these guys on her own. And then she just basically rotates, still going into the second wave with the ability of being able to skill 3 because she kills 3 enemies here, right? So there's that. Now, what we usually do here on auto is we focus that middle ad. It looks like they're already on it. And we're just kind of taking advantage of the bulkiness that we're getting from Valerian. Valerian typically is the target here too. So that was a good slumber there. But with Valerian being the target, like she just placed her invincibility. So they're just going to all be like trying to hit into her. And she's not going to take any damage. If she gets pushed back, that also, I mean, again, just makes her have the invincibility longer. So it just gives us more time to actually deal with this boss. But you can see we put it in a stun. And now we're just kind of letting it rotate. All right, we got another slumber. And then you might notice the pet that I'm specifically using. I'm actually using Blizzard on my Kazuo. That's actually been kind of helping out with some of the consistency things that I've been looking for my runs. All right, and we should get another skill 3 here. Oh, no, sorry, skill 2. Valerian, and then I think Kazuo, yep, slumber. Boom, everybody sleep. She'll probably hit that middle guy. Yep, and then boom, you see we get that full rotation. So it's like making my runs much, much safer. Back into an HP balance. Romoka kills the middle guy, and then that's GG. Like the rest of the fight is won now. Like that's literally the fight, right? And the craziest thing about it is that it's not crazy gear. Like the bulkiness that I'm getting from my Valerian is still her at 5 stars, which is insane. Like Valerian, for her to have the support utility that she has is so vast, is so high for her to not even be 6-star yet. So I know once we get her to 6-star, she's just gonna give us even more bulk. And that's just gonna make our runs even better, right? Especially from the shield that she'll be giving in between phases. And my Kazuo is actually landing her ability quite often. So we got that boom. And then I think we go one more turn and we should be good. Let's see here. Yeah, so you can see like they're surviving. Like they're actually surviving really well. And again, you can still use healers like Ling Lao, stuff like that. But just making the run a lot slower just so that I can try to build up more consistency. And this is what I've been running. I think right now with it being slower, you can only do like a max of like 5. But with that being the case, I've been 4 out of 5, right? It's basically been my my average. So I might lose 1. So I know if I was to do a 10 out of 10, I'd probably be around like that 8 out of 10 threshold, which is really good, right? And the crazy thing is too, is like the pieces we're getting, like the effect accuracy, like there's definitely seeming to be, and I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like the quality is actually a lot higher in terms of like roles you actually care about. because even some of the speed pieces I got were like insanely better than every other thing I've gotten so far from farming Hell 3 and like below. Like it's insane. So we basically just have this on auto. Like I said, we can do it at the 5 for now, but we're going to increase that, right? We're going to make it faster once we get better gear going for some of our other units to make them quicker. We're also going to be focusing on getting some better damage gear too. So that's something that, again, is really important. This gear is not going to only enable us for our Terramatan runs, our DokiDoki run, but it's also going to help with our Aurora run as well, right? So we're going to put that on auto, and then we'll let that farm while we get into some other things, right? So like I mentioned before, I've been basically trying to normalize my account. Every single character that I'm using right now has their own build now. And the reason why I tried to take time to really focus on that specifically was for a few reasons. One, because there's content that like your builds are like not locked in. So every time you're trying to do something, it's just kind of annoying, to be honest. Like when you're trying to like just play, and when you swap one thing, you got to remember like, oh man, I got to replay. So I said, you know what? I'm taking out that anomaly, and I'm just going to basically build up everybody. But this not only solved the issue of making sure everybody had gear on, so I'm not just swapping off and then I have to remember to swap back, but it actually is creating a generalized baseline for me to work up from, right? So what I've gone and done from the last time you've probably seen this box, I built up 2 more black flags. I built up another one, or actually, no, sorry. I built up a extra black flag. I maxed out one of the other black flags. And what we're basically doing now is we basically have those as our generalized baselines. Now, I also built up a electro squid, and I also am building up a blizzard right now. Now, again, with that, one thing that I did do, I just built up count. I maxed out account, and that's on my Remoka. We spent all day yesterday farming, what's it called? It was between, I think, Sharon and Rengoku. So Shadowflame Honyan and Rengoku. That's what I was actually farming. So I was farming between those two. We got a good amount of training data. And no, since the first time I probably recycled all my epics, I just been saving them so that I can actually build up more if I need them as placeholders. Now, with that being the case, I built up that count. I maxed the count out, built up another black flag, maxed out black flag, and I actually built up a blizzard. Now, this is all based off of my account. Like I had an extra white fang, but the white fang wasn't really giving me any value. I didn't have anyone else that I want to equip it to. So I actually got rid of that white fang, and I put some of those resources into another pet, right? And that ended up being the count. So that's something that you can do, right? You can invest. I think you lose about 400K of the investment that you put into it. But to be real with you, still being able to have $1 million to dump into another pet is still very, very, very good, right? So that's what we ended up doing, right? And that actually has now flushed us out. So we got one on Ting, one on Valerian, one on Holden, one on our Lily, one on Freya, one on Mia, one on Klaas. You see, you kind of get the general gist here. So the other thing is too, is that this actually was helping me with making my full builds, because remember, we have Union versus Union happening today at the recording of this video. So this is going to be part 1. We'll probably have a part 2 for that when that actually opens up. But it's been helping me with my my organization, right? And I want to talk about that part too, because as you can see, it's much cleaner. Every single character has their own like gear, their own build. You see how I have it is like Freya PvE. I have Holden PvE. Once I get like more of my PvP stuff going, I'm gonna do that. Like Holden PvP, it's not really being used, but I mean it's there, right? We got Klaas PvE, Lily PvE, Ling Lao PvE. We have a Remoka, which I got to update because we just changed her pet. So like these are different things that have like kind of been helping me. Messiah PvE, Mia PvE, Mio, right? Everybody is in here. And that's been kind of giving me the organization that I need. But not only that, because everybody has their own gear now, it's actually making it to where like if I want to run my DokiDoki, I can run my DokiDoki. If I want to run my Terramatan, I can run my Terramatan. So that's really been like the generalized baseline and the goal. Now, one thing I do want to show you guys, obviously my builds. This is my Remoka right now. It's not the best. It's gonna get better. I'm just working with what I got right now. But I have her on a keen eye for the most part, just getting the attack percent from the harvest on attack, crit rate, crit damage. So we got some more tuning to do on her. We do have her on count. Again, not really too concerned with like trying to roll the passive just yet, because we still got some more shells that we're trying to build up. But it did end up rolling amplification. It has the crit damage in the middle. And then we got the speed for the Shadow Guard. So if the Animus has the highest speed among the allies in the battle, reduces the final damage by 8%. Again, she doesn't really get any value out of that, so we'll roll that later. But Keen Eye Onslaught is what we got going right now. That's just like one of the better ones that I had, so we'll use that for the time being. Now my Freya build, Freya all speed, effect accuracy, effect accuracy, effect accuracy. She's still using an epic piece, just so you guys can see that. 104 speed, right? Like these aren't like crazy top line characters, like just like max skilled or anything like that. I will say though, touching back on my Ramoka, the only thing that's skilled up on her is her skill 3. But Freya, no skill up investment. We have my Valerian. My Valerian is on epic pieces, dude. Like the amount of bulk this character can give is crazy. The amount of damage she can take is also crazy too. But HP on the Wellspring, right? That's the main focus here. And then like, cause even like right here, I have her at like 30, was that like 36 or 35k, like somewhere around there, like 36, almost 37k HP. So she's doing pretty well. Skill up investment though, we have her maxed out on her skill 3. I started to put some investment into her skill 2. I'm probably going to max that out, because if the bubble pops, then I want her to actually be able to, if the target's HP percentage is below 50%, she'll extend the heal over time. So that's something that actually, to me, ends up being very, very huge. Also, reducing this to a 3-turn cooldown is really nice. And the reason why that's so nice to me is because that's going to make it to where I'm basically ensuring that if anybody's even slightly 49% or at 50%, like you're going to be getting that extra duration on the heal over time. So it just gives them a higher chance of returning more HP, which means more sustain, right? So that's what we got going right there. We're running class again, 104 speed for right now. And this is just considering my terrible rolls I've been getting, man. HP, effect accuracy, effect accuracy. If I had which I just actually got, believe it or not, I just got some more speed pieces, and one of them from the runs I've been doing on my Doki have been an effect accuracy piece with speed on it, right? So I think if I actually do a confirm filter, go here, go to substats, put speed. All right, there we go, right? We literally got a defense bonus with speed, and then we have an effect accuracy with speed on it. These just came from the run, the first few runs that I did for my DokiDoki Hell 4, right? So really solid pieces that I can actually take advantage of to make her even faster, which even if I was to adjust it now, it actually would not hurt my run at all, because she needs to be rotating in the front anyway. We're not dealing with like any immunities or anything like that. I have to consider like Terramatan, but other than that, she works perfectly fine at that point, right? So we're going to be tweaking that at some point. Now, the last unit I think we're using is Kazuyo. Kazuyo's only at a plus 80, dude, because she just needs to be in that in-between window right before Ramoka goes, so she can get that sleep. And then for the rest of the fight, it doesn't really matter. But again, we have a HP piece with 11 speed. Again, this sometimes is what happens. I don't really care about the main stat right now, because it just needs her at that more optimal speed. And then eventually I'll tweak it and give her a better piece. But effect accuracy, we have her on speed primarily, and then the shell blizzard, right? So we're working on her with a blizzard. This has actually been randomly cooling down her ability, and it's been super helpful with the blizzard. So I've been using that on her. Class, we're using artisan, which is kind of crazy. I got this mythic speed roll on it, but it just kind of happens. But everything else is just kind of standard stuff, like damage increase, defense, and then it's not even on a set value that she's even using right now. But artisan still fulfills the job because she's on speed, so we don't care, right? I think for Valerian, just to answer that question, she's on Black Flag, and I think Freya's on Gigabyte, right? So yeah, there we go. That's literally my entire team for that. So that's where we're shifted up now. So if we look here and we go to my team clears, my Terramaton's at Hell 4, my DokiDoki is at Hell 4, and my Aurora is at Hell 3. But the thing that's going to allow that to go to the next level is actually my healers. So we're going to have more focus on that. I would take some time today and actually grind that out a little bit more, just to kind of do some more tweaking after I get some of this gear from some of the Doki stuff I'm doing right now. But half of my stamina today is actually going into some of my Doki farm. The rest is still going into shell farming, because I'm just getting some pieces to kind of help tweak some things, but I'm not trying to hardcore focus it. So I do want to clarify that everything is still emphasizing shell farming because I want that training data, and I really want to still finish things like my Messiah's Revelation. You know, there's a couple of other things I want to finish before we get to the 21st, right? Which is actually in 2 days now I mention it. So that's that, right? Now, outside of that, guys, I mean, the only thing that we have kind of going for us is we also have a new set of events. So I do want to talk about that as well. With the new event going on is the Chaku-ring adventure. The Chaku-ring adventure is going to be basically something that allows you to kind of have like this opportunity of going around like this kind of like Monopoly wheel, right? Some really important nodes to talk about though is like, for example, here, the Journey Supplies. It's a special discount shop. You want to, if at any point you even land on a node that allows you to pick how many slots or spaces you can go, or if you land on here, more than likely you're going to buy whatever is in here. The reason why is because there's stamina pots. So like, for example, in the last video, and actually at stream, I showed you guys that I had 40 stamina pots. I've gotten an additional 3 just from doing that today. Okay. That's going to be pretty massive. For a lot of you guys, like, promise you that's going to be huge. Now, the other thing is too, is the rounds itself give some pretty good stuff, more stamina pots. We got a shadow print and a lattice at the end of this. And then the exchange shop, which is also going to give us more stabilizers, also another red shadow print, another evolution lattice, right? And so that's going to be pretty big with this event starting up now, which is pretty cool, right? Very, very straightforward in how it works though. It literally, you know, you hit the thing to start, it rolls the die, you get a number, it goes X amount of jumps. There's going to be one that also allows you to pick a random card, etc. Now, there's another event that actually came back for those that don't know. And we're going to look at that real quick. If we go over to the, not events, we need to go to challenge. We have the Cyber Shadows that just started, and we also have the Cubic game. So let's go into the Cyber Shadows because I want to talk about this real quick as well. Cyber Shadows is actually the meme challenge. So those that played the beta understand what this is. Those that don't, well, let's explain. So you have the meme hunt, okay? Now the meme hunt is very, very important. They actually boosted the resources from this. These rewards were nowhere near this good. But basically what you're doing is you're going to have the opportunity to basically do this collectively with your union, with friends. You can collect wishes, you can gift them, etc. Now, the way that this works though, if we actually go back, you're gonna have a meme challenge that you'll be able to take on every single day, okay? You're gonna go and you're gonna look at, right? So you can look at the meme hunt and look at what you're trying to fill out, right? Each thing has a one-time like completion, and you want to try to gain it, right? So if it's getting the stamina from here, you want that stamina. If you want, like, these are all things, again, that we can use for the 2 times. So you're going to want to make sure that you're aiming for these different things because they'll help you fill out these cards, right? Or these hands, right? So that's basically the whole format there. So we're going to go for that Chiaki the Echo because I already seen her on this other one. So what this is, right? We pick up the Chiaki the Echo, and they'll tell you it's a S requirement versus an A requirement, etc. I already have a Rahu, so we don't care about that. Now, the thing is that you're going to do this every single day, and you might end up having a hand that might deal you cards that you already have selected. You're going to still pick one. The reason why that's important, though, is because that's going to allow you to be able to give a card to someone, and vice versa. So this is actually a co-op event. A lot of people don't realize it, but it is. So in order for you to really be able to do this effectively, you gotta share and make sure you got friends, people that are actually sharing, you know, communicate with your union, people on your friends list, etc. If you guys need to add people or are looking for people to help you out with this, join my union, okay? Or sorry, join my my Discord, okay? I'll have that all linked down below. So make sure you guys join that. But as far as the fight itself, it's a super easy fight. Nothing super complex about it. It's just something that you have to do daily, and it's 5 entries per day, right? So we're just gonna go in here, finish this off. And let's see. Boom. Dude, I love Holden, dude. Like, Holden's actually one of my favorite characters, I think, in the game right now. Yeah, if you got AoE, this should just be much faster. All right, here we go. GG. Boom. All right. So you can see here, you get the drop and you get a little bit of EXP. And so we collect that. And when we go back, it says we got a new card obtained. And it fills it out. And then it deals us some more cards, right? So you can see here it's now showing us another requirement, required for A, required for C, required for B. You're gonna have to do them all at some point, right? That's the whole general gist. So you do the next card, you collect it, you challenge it, and then from here you have your meme hunt start to fill out. So you can see we have that Chiaki the Echo here. So we're one step closer to us getting this red shadow print and this box, which this is random, by the way, this is new, which can give you up to potentially 1.2K Hydra crystals, which is pretty insane because that's a whole multi. But even if you get the 88 or the 588, that's still a lot. Even the 128 is still more than what this has ever given, so that's huge. So yeah, that's what you're basically going to be doing with that. The meme collection though will tell you how many excess that you have or how many total you have. And then once you are hitting your goals, you're going to be able to meme wish. Meme wish is going to allow you to be able to gift, right? So your union, you have your friend, you have my wishes. So what you can do is you can take 3 or more, or sorry, 3 in total, put them up here and say, well, I want these guys because I don't have the capacity to farm them yet. So I want these guys, right? So you can start out low, you can go high. It does not really matter, right? You're really just filling in what you might not have. You would do this after you do your daily, right? So after you do your 5 entries, then you go in and you finish that. Then the wish record, it just will show you what you've actually have done trade-wise, etc. So that's all that really is, right? So event's very straightforward, but it is a very, very, very powerful event. And it's a co-op event, whether, you know, anyone knows that or not. But yeah, so that's that. Now, of course, with that, they also have brought back the Cupid game. I'm going to actually emphasize this. I should have actually waited, but I actually was able to get some of my rolls to like plus 12, and I want to talk about how to do that. I will have that in day 16. Okay, I promise you guys. So I will have that in day 16 so that I can help people with this go round, because I completely forgot about it, and I want to make sure you guys are getting the most, if especially you're jumping into Inferno. That is going to be insane value. I mean, the amount of currency I got from this being at level 12 is pretty nasty. So I'll have that again in my next video. So you can kind of see what a level 12 might look like. It kind of looks like this, right? So I'll have that in the next video. But yeah, other than that, the only thing that we are currently waiting on is actually the union fight, which I think we have a little bit of time. We have about 20 minutes. So I'll have that in part 2, because we're going to have an entire thing where we're going through that. So yeah, guys, just make sure that you guys are locked in, subscribe to the channel. We will be getting into that, but I hope that this video was able to give you some insight. Again, the remainder of the farm day is just going to be going towards more shell farming. And we're doing, like I said, half my stamina on the refill for my DokiDoki, so I can get some more pieces just to kind of work with a little bit. And then we're going to actually put the rest of it into shell farming. So yeah, guys, that's that. I hope that that was able to give you some more insight. Everyone, like I said, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Stay blessed out there. Hope to see you guys on stream, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.